Everybody wants results, but the second it gets hard, most people quit. They want the success, but not the sacrifice. The body, but not the pain. The freedom, but not the grind. But here's the truth. If it's easy, it's not worth it. Because anything that comes easy doesn't last, and anything that lasts never comes easy. You want strength, you're going to bleed for it. You want respect, you'll earn it in silence when no one's watching. You want to win, then get ready to suffer when most people sleep. Everything worth doing is hard. That's the price. That's the barrier. That's what separates the weak from the relentless. You don't grow in comfort. You grow in the fire when you want to quit but keep pushing. When your mind says stop but your heart says go. That's where men are made. So stop searching for the easy way. There isn't one. If it's easy, it's not worth it. And if it's worth it, you better be ready to bleed for it. Most people break when it gets hard. That's where you rise. That's where you separate. Let's talk about what separates winners from the rest. It's not skill. It's not luck. It's not motivation. It's what you do when everything goes dark. It's what you do when the hype dies down, when no one's watching, when the dopamine wears off, when it stops being fun and starts being war. Because everybody's loud when they're fresh. Everybody's a lion when the sun's out. Everybody's got that grind set when it's convenient. But life doesn't care about your vibe. Life doesn't care about your playlist, your followers, or your intentions. Life is coming to test your spirit. And it doesn't knock. It kicks the door in. No warning, no mercy, no shortcuts. The second you start chasing something real, something that matters, life shows up with a bat and says, let's see how bad you really want it. It'll throw failure in your face. It'll strip away your comfort. It'll isolate you. It'll break your rhythm. And it's in that moment, that brutal, silent, lonely moment, that most people fold. They start looking for plan B. They blame the economy, their childhood, their genetics. They say, maybe it just wasn't meant for me. Nonsense. They didn't fail because they weren't capable. They failed because they were never willing to go all in. But you're not here for comfort. You're not here to exist. You're here to dominate, to earn your place, to become something they said you couldn't. And guess what? That road, that mission, it's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be, because easy doesn't change you. Easy doesn't transform boys into men. Easy doesn't forge warriors. Easy doesn't demand everything from you. And that's exactly what greatness requires. You want power. You want freedom. You want to walk into any room and own it because you earned it? Then understand this. Hard is the path. Hard is the point. Hard is the process that rips away weakness, distraction, laziness, and comfort. It strips away the fluff. It forces you to face your own reflection and ask, am I really about this, or am I just pretending? Most people pretend. They like the idea of success, not the sacrifice. They want the reward, not the responsibility. They want the praise, not the pressure. But pressure is the only way you become more. Pressure is the only way to unlock your edge. Pressure is the only place your real self is revealed. Masculinity isn't born in pleasure, it's born in pain. When your hands are dirty, when your body's exhausted, when your soul is screaming for rest but you keep pushing, that's when you earn your name. You think legends are made in peace? No, they are made in war. Made in the moments when the body gives up but the spirit refuses to. And the best part? Most won't do it. They'll stay on the sidelines, talking, dreaming, complaining, living life in neutral, hoping things work out. Not you. You were built for more, and you feel it. Every time you're frustrated, every time you look around and feel out of place, every time you think to yourself, there has to be more to life than this. That feeling, that's not a weakness. That's a call to rise. That's a call to suffer now so you don't suffer forever. That's a call to enter the fire and let it forge you. Let the world watch. Let them doubt you. Let them laugh when you fail. Because one day, they won't be laughing. They'll be wondering how you did it. They'll be studying your moves. They'll be telling your story. And you'll look back at the early days, the lonely days, the hard days, and you'll smile. Because you'll know those were the days that built you. So when it gets hard, don't flinch. Don't run. Don't complain. Lock in. Clench your fists. Straighten your spine and lean into the fire. Because this moment where everyone else backs down, this is where you rise. Do hard things on purpose. Listen closely. You will never unlock your full potential living life on easy mode. You will never find greatness on the smooth road, the soft couch, or behind excuses. Growth lives in resistance. Strength lives in the struggle. Victory lives in pain. So if you're serious about building the life you talk about, then it's time to do the things most people aren't willing to do. Not once, not twice, every single day. Wake up before the alarm. Not because it's fun, but because you're on a mission. Train when you're sore. Not because it's easy, but because you've got work to do. Study when your mind is shot. Work when your body is exhausted. Focus when your attention wants to run. Because those moments, those gritty, uncomfortable, inconvenient moments, that's where men are forged. You don't build resilience when it's 75 and sunny. You build it when it's cold, when you're tired, when the world says rest, and you answer back, not yet. I've still got work to do. Every time you choose the hard way, you separate yourself from the average. You carve your name into a different category. You shift from being one of many to being one of one. You want a body that commands respect? Earn it. You want a mind that doesn't crack under pressure? Test it. You want a life that turns heads and sets standards? Grind for it, bleed for it, sacrifice for it, because there is no other way. The men you admire, the ones who walk with power, speak with certainty, and live with purpose, they didn't get there by accident. They got there because they chose the hard things daily. When their friends were relaxing, they were building. When others were quitting, they kept going. When everyone else was crying about how unfair life is, they were too focused working on themselves to even notice. Let me be clear. No one is coming to make you strong. No one is coming to fix your life. No one is coming to drag you out of bed, force you to train, and hand you discipline. That's on you. It always has been. And you have two choices. Live soft. Take the easy path. Blame everyone else. Stay stuck, average, and invisible. Fit in with the crowd. Shrink when it gets hard and spend your life wondering what if. Or rise up. Walk toward the pain. Choose hard things on purpose. Become the man who keeps showing up long after the others have quit. The man who doesn't get weaker when life hits him. He gets meaner, hungrier, sharper. Because real men don't avoid the fire, they walk into it to get stronger. Every time you pick the hard path, you gain something the soft path will never offer. Unshakable self-respect, bulletproof confidence, mental fortitude that no storm can break, a legacy that echoes. And the best part? The more you do it, the more it becomes who you are. Not a challenge, not a punishment, but a standard. You no longer need motivation. You are the motivation. Your actions speak before your words ever can. Because the man who does hard things on purpose doesn't just train his body, he sharpens his soul. He builds character brick by brick. And when the world tries to throw weight on his shoulders, he laughs and adds more. So when people ask, why do you push so hard? Why do you wake up early? Why are you always grinding? Let them ask. You don't need to explain. Your results will speak. Your discipline will speak. Your presence will roar. You are becoming a force, not a boy playing pretend, a man in full, a leader, a protector, a warrior. And warriors aren't built by luck. They're built by choice. The choice to show up when no one is watching. The choice to go harder when everyone else is coasting. The choice to live like everything is on the line. Because guess what? It is. This is your life. This is your shot. There's no rewind button, no cheat code, no rescue mission. It's you. You against the weakness inside you. You against the old you. You against the excuses, the distractions, the self-doubt. And every time you choose discipline over comfort, you win. Every time you suffer with purpose, you win. Every time you do the hard thing when no one would have blamed you for quitting, you win. So do hard things. Do them again. Do them until it's normal. Do them until the old you is unrecognizable. Do them until the world has no choice but to respect you. And when you've become that version of yourself, don't stop. Double down. Because you weren't born to be soft. You weren't made to blend in. You weren't built to coast through life. You were made for war. And war is won by those who show up and suffer on purpose. Pain builds the person you're trying to become. There's a version of you out there that doesn't flinch. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't break. He walks with power. He speaks with conviction. He moves through life like a man on a mission. But he's not living in your comfort zone. He's not waiting for you on the other side of ease. He's behind the wall of pain, pressure, failure, and struggle, and you don't meet him by chance. You fight your way to him. You bleed your way to him. You build him rep by rep, decision by decision, battle by battle. You see, most people spend their lives avoiding pain, avoiding hardship, avoiding anything that might make them uncomfortable. But you're not most people, are you? Because pain is not your punishment. Pain is your process. It's the sculptor of strength. It carves the softness out of you and replaces it with steel. It sharpens your edges. It forges your character. Pain is the fire that burns off the weak parts of you and reveals the weapon beneath. You want to grow? Then suffer. Suffer with purpose. Suffer with direction. Because real growth doesn't happen when you feel good. It happens when your legs are shaking, your lungs are burning, your mind is screaming, quit. And you don't. You keep moving anyway. That's where transformation lives. Not in theory, not in motivational speeches, but in the trenches. When it's 5 a.m. and it's cold and you're sore and tired and no one is watching and you still show up, that's where men are made. Confidence? It's not born from easy wins. It's born when you faced hell and came back stronger. When you know you've suffered and survived. You look in the mirror and you don't just see someone who talks tough. You see someone who is tough. Discipline? That's not something you wait to feel. It's a decision, a mindset. It's when you do the hard thing, especially when you don't feel like it. It's when you choose to suffer now so you can live free later. You think greatness happens by accident? No, they're built. They're built through heartbreak, through late nights alone in the dark when no one claps and no one sees and no one cares. But you keep going anyway. Why? Because you're chasing something bigger. Because you're not here to be average. Because there's a man inside you who's been buried under fear, laziness, and excuses for too long, and he's ready to rise. But he's not free yet. You've got to earn him. You've got to bleed for him. You've got to take the hits, wipe the blood off your mouth, and say, is that all you've got? You've got to outwork your doubts, outlast your pain, outgrow your old self, until the old you couldn't even stand next to the man you've become. So let the weak sleep. Let the complainers complain. Let the soft stay soft. You've got work to do. Real work. Painful work. But sacred work. Because every drop of sweat, every failure, every lonely night, every hard decision, it's building you. It's building the man who can carry his dreams. The man who doesn't fold under pressure. He performs under pressure. The man who doesn't run from pain, he uses it. Because pain is a tool. Pain is your training ground. Pain is the gateway to power. So don't avoid it. Embrace it, chase it, own it. Let it sharpen your focus. Let it feed your hunger. Let it remind you you're still alive. You're still in the fight. You're still becoming him. And that version of you, the one you keep seeing in your head, the one who walks tall, unshakable, untouchable, he's real. But he's waiting at the end of the pain. So suffer now, so you can live free later. In the end, the hard path becomes the only path. There will come a day when you're standing at the top, breathing heavier, heart pounding louder, body scarred from the battles you fought, but standing strong. And in that moment of silence, in that calm after the war, you'll finally understand. Every hard thing you ever did was worth it. Not just worth it, it was necessary, essential. The price you had to pay to become something more. You won't smile thinking about the times you coasted. You won't be proud of the times you took it easy, sat back, relaxed. No, you'll remember the early mornings where your bed begged you to stay. The late nights grinding in silence while everyone else slept. The pain in your chest when you pushed yourself beyond your limits. The doubt that crept into your head and the decision to fight through it anyway. You'll remember the grind, the blood, the sweat, the fear, the silence, the setbacks that almost broke you, the moments that screamed, you're not good enough, and your refusal to listen. That's what sticks with you, not the comfort, not the easy wins, the fire, the fight, the war you had with yourself, because that's where you were forged, in the furnace of adversity, in the crucible of pressure, when your back was against the wall and quitting was the easy option, but you didn't. That's when something inside you changed. That's when the boy died and the man was born. Let everyone else chase shortcuts. Let them waste their lives running from difficulty. Let them live soft, settle early, fade quietly, but not you. You weren't built for that. You were built to struggle, to suffer with purpose, to climb while your legs shake, to bleed with your teeth clenched, to win not by luck, but by force. You were made to earn every inch of progress, every rep, every rejection, every early morning and every late night. You earned your growth with pain. You bought your strength with sacrifice, and you built your identity one hard choice at a time. And one day when you finally made it, when the world calls you lucky, you'll laugh. Because they didn't see the years behind the scenes. They didn't see the tears, the doubts, the sacrifices. They didn't see what it cost to get there. But you'll know you became the man you are because you took the path no one wanted. Because you said yes to the pain, yes to the pressure, yes to the discipline, yes to doing it the hard way, even when no one clapped for you. You'll realize the hard path wasn't an option. It was the only path that ever led anywhere real. It was the only way to the life you dreamed of. The only path that built your mindset, your confidence, your purpose. The hard path was the way. And what once felt impossible, what once felt unfair, cruel, too much to handle, now feels like a gift. Because it's the reason you're who you are. Not soft, not scared, not small, but relentless, ruthless with your growth, unshakable in your pursuit. A man of substance, not just image. And that's what sets you apart. You didn't run from difficulty. You walked into it with your head high and your fists clenched. You didn't fear the weight. You threw it on your back and carried it anyway. You didn't wish for an easier life. You built the strength to handle a hard one, and that's why you'll win. Because in the end, when all the games are over and all the masks come off, the hard path becomes the only path, the only one that leaves you proud, the only one that builds real strength, the only one that changes you from the inside out, So if you're walking it now, keep walking. If it's heavy, good. That means it matters. If it's lonely, good. That means you're doing something different. And if it hurts, perfect. That means you're alive in the fire. Keep going. You're on the right path. And one day, you'll look back with pride and say, I didn't take the easy way. I took the only way, the hard way, the real way, my way. If you made it all the way to the end, you're different. You're not just looking for shortcuts or easy wins. You understand that everything worth doing is hard. And that's exactly why it's worth it. So whatever your goal is, keep showing up. Keep pushing. Keep doing the hard things. Because that's what separates the strong from the soft, the winners from the watchers. If this video fired you up, drop a like, subscribe for more motivation just like this, and comment the word warrior down below to let me know you stayed till the end. Because if you're still here, you're already on the path. Keep grinding, keep rising. I'll see you in the next one.